It's midnight. You've been exhausted all day, literally dreaming of the moment your head would hit the pillow. But now that you're here, you're wide awake. Your body feels heavy and spent, but your mind is running a marathon. It's that classic, wired but tired feeling. If this is your nightly reality, I want you to know you're not just bad at sleeping. This is a real, measurable state where your body's stress response is likely working in reverse. In this video, I'm going to show you a step-by-step behavioral reset to stop these evening energy spikes for good, and no, it doesn't involve another melatonin supplement. Does this pattern sound familiar? You crash hard around 2 or 3 p.m., maybe you grab another coffee just to push through the afternoon, feeling like you're running on fumes. You finally wrap up your day, have dinner, collapse on the couch, and then, right as you try to sleep, a switch flips. Suddenly your mind is racing. Maybe you feel a jolt of anxiety, and sleep feels miles away. If you're nodding along, do me a favor and comment the word "wired" below. I want to see how many of us are stuck in this exact same loop. Here's what's really going on. This isn't a willpower problem, it's a timing problem. Specifically, it's a problem with the timing of your body's main energy and stress hormone, cortisol. Now, cortisol isn't the bad guy it's often made out to be. You need it. In a healthy rhythm, your cortisol levels naturally peak in the morning, typically within 30 to 45 minutes after you wake up, giving you that get-up-and-go energy for the day. From there, they should gradually taper off, hitting their lowest point around midnight. This decline is the signal that allows your primary sleep hormone, melatonin, to rise, telling your body it's time to rest. But for millions of us, that natural curve is distorted, thanks to a mix of modern stressors, chronic stress, weird light exposure, late-day caffeine, and unstable blood sugar. Our bodies are getting the signal to produce cortisol at all the wrong times. Your cortisol is low in the morning when you need it most, which is why you feel so groggy. And it can stay elevated in the evening when it should be at rock bottom, which is why you feel so alert and anxious right when you want to sleep. This creates a vicious cycle. High cortisol at night messes with your sleep, and that poor sleep then triggers even more stress and hormone dysregulation the next day. Your body is essentially slamming on the gas and the brake at the same time. The engine is revving, but you're not going anywhere useful. The good news is, you are not broken. You can get your hormones back on your side. The goal isn't to crush cortisol, but to retrain its rhythm. We want to restore that natural curve so you have energy when you're supposed to and can rest when you need to. And we do that not with a magic pill, but with a series of simple, science-backed behavioral tools. Let's walk through the protocol. This is a holistic reset. You can't just cherry-pick one of these and expect a massive change. Each step builds on the last to send a powerful, consistent signal to your nervous system that it's safe to return to its natural rhythm. Step 1. Anchor your morning clock with light. The single most powerful signal for setting your entire 24-hour body clock is morning light. When your eyes receive direct sunlight within the first hour of waking, it helps trigger a healthy cortisol awakening response. This not only helps you feel alert and focused in the morning, but, crucially, it also starts a rough timer for the release of melatonin about 14 to 16 hours later. So here's your new mission. Within 60 minutes of waking, get outside for at least 10 minutes. Don't look at your phone first. Just go. It doesn't have to be a big workout. Just sit with your coffee or take a quick walk. If you can, leave the sunglasses at home. You need that light to enter your eyes to set your internal clock. If it's dark when you wake up or the weather is awful, flick on all the bright artificial lights in your house to mimic that signal as best as you can. Getting this right makes every other step so much more effective. And try to wake up at a consistent time. Even on weekends, it's a major stabilizer for this whole process. Step 2. Stabilize your blood sugar to prevent crashes. You know that 3 p.m. energy crash that has you reaching for sugar or more caffeine? That's often a blood sugar roller coaster, and it can contribute to your evening energy problems. When your blood sugar plummets, your body may release stress hormones like cortisol to bring it back up, creating a feeling of jittery, artificial energy. To get off this ride, build your meals around what I call the PFF formula: protein, fat, and fiber. Stop eating naked carbs. A breakfast of just a pastry or sugary cereal is a setup for a mid-morning crash. Instead, try eggs with avocado and spinach. For lunch, instead of just pasta, have a big salad with chicken, olive oil, and tons of veggies. These balanced meals keep your blood sugar stable, giving you steady, sustained energy all day. This helps prevent that afternoon panic signal from being sent to your adrenal glands, so you won't feel the need for that late afternoon coffee. Which brings us to our next step. Step 3. Impose a strict caffeine curfew. This one is simple, but I know it's not always easy. You have to stop drinking caffeine by noon or 2 p.m. at the absolute latest. Caffeine has a half-life of about 5 to 6 hours for most people, but its quarter life is around 10 to 12 hours. That means if you have a coffee at 3 p.m., a full quarter of that caffeine could still be active in your system at 1 a.m. It might not feel like it's keeping you awake, but it's absolutely disrupting the quality and depth of your sleep and blocking the natural sleepy signals your body is trying to send. That late-day coffee is a direct deposit into your wired but tired account. Here's a pro tip. Try waiting at least 90 minutes after waking before you have your first coffee. This lets your body's natural cortisol peak happen on its own, which can help prevent a harsh afternoon crash later on. Step 4. Create a dim light sunset indoors. Just as morning light is the on switch, darkness is the off switch. For millennia, the setting sun was the cue for our brains to start winding down. Today, we live in perpetual artificial daylight. Those bright overhead lights, and even more powerfully, the blue light from our screens are screaming, "It's still daytime," to our brains. This directly suppresses the production of melatonin and can contribute to keeping you in an alert state. You need to create an artificial sunset in your own home. 2 to 3 hours before you want to go to sleep, start dimming the lights. Switch off harsh overhead lights and use warm-toned lamps instead. Even more important, turn off all screens, your phone, tablet, laptop, the TV, at least 60 to 90 minutes before bed. I know this is the hardest rule for most people, but the effect is profound. Read a real book, listen to a podcast, or talk with your family. Your bedroom should be like a cave, cool, dark, and quiet. This environmental shift is a powerful signal for your brain to start the shutdown sequence. Step 5. Install a nervous system off-ramp. Even with all the right external cues, if your mind is still racing from the day's stress, your nervous system will stay in fight or flight mode. You can't expect to go from 100 to 0 the second your head hits the pillow. You need a dedicated transition ritual to actively downshift your nervous system. This isn't fluffy self-care. It's a physiological necessity. Here are a few proven techniques. Pick one and give it a real shot. First is the physiological sigh. Research shows this is a remarkably fast way to calm your body down in real time. It involves 2 quick inhales through the nose, followed by a long, slow exhale through the mouth. That double inhale helps reinflate tiny air sacs in your lungs, and the long exhale activates your vagus nerve, which is the brake pedal for your stress response. Just doing this for 1 to 3 minutes can have an immediate calming effect. Second, try a worry journal. About an hour before bed, take 10 minutes and write down everything that's on your mind, your to-do list for tomorrow, a conversation you're dreading, anything taking up mental real estate. This brain dump gets the worries out of your head and onto paper, so you don't have to ruminate on them in bed. Third, some gentle movement. This could be 10 minutes of slow, mindful stretching or a guided yoga nidra practice, which is a form of non-sleep deep rest. These practices help release physical tension and guide your system toward a state of deep relaxation. Step 6. Protect your sleep window with fanatical consistency. Your body doesn't just like rhythm, it craves it. The final step is to lock in all this hard work with a consistent sleep schedule. Go to bed and wake up around the same time every day. Yes, even on weekends. This consistency stabilizes your circadian rhythm more than almost anything else. And a quick word on exercise. If you're doing intense workouts late at night, that could be a contributor. For some people, vigorous exercise too close to bedtime can raise cortisol and body temperature, making sleep more difficult. However, for many others, it doesn't cause any issues. If you're struggling to sleep, it's worth experimenting with moving those intense sessions to the morning or afternoon and keeping your evenings for gentler activities like a walk. Breaking the wired but tired cycle isn't a quick fix. It's a process of rebuilding trust with your own body. It's about systematically removing the signals that are confusing your nervous system and replacing them with clear, consistent cues for energy and rest. So, to bring it all together, the 6 steps are: 1. Get morning sunlight within an hour of waking. 2. Stabilize your blood sugar with protein, fat, and fiber at each meal. 3. Cut off caffeine by midday. 4. Create an indoor sunset by dimming lights and avoiding screens at night. 5. Use a nervous system off-ramp like the physiological sigh or journaling. 6. Maintain a consistent sleep and wake time every single day. Start by picking 1 or 2 of these that feel manageable. Once they become habits, add another. Be patient with yourself. You are undoing months, maybe even years, of dysregulation. But by consistently applying these principles, you can help reset your cortisol curve, stop those frustrating evening energy spikes, and finally get the deep, restorative sleep your body has been craving. You can move from just surviving to truly thriving, where your body and mind are finally working in sync. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more science-backed strategies to help you feel and perform your best. Thanks for watching.